Greetings, friends. Welcome back to the channel if you have been here before, or welcome if it is your first time visiting. Today I'm going to be taking a look at 3 more of your burning questions with reference to the John O'Keefe, Karen Read, and Birchmore cases, because these cases are connected, my friends. They most certainly are. And some of you wanted to know if John O'Keefe knew too much. Did he know too much with reference to the Sandra Birchmore case? We are going to be taking a closer look at that with the help of these decks here today, as well as, was John O'Keefe being true to Karen Read? How much of a part did jealousy play in the events that claimed John O'Keefe's life? And finally, what does the tarot and the divine see for the proposed second trial, the second go-round in the Karen Read case? So those are the 3 questions I'm going to be focusing on today, and I'll be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck right here, the Wandering Star Tarot deck, and the Murder Mystery Oracle. Okay guys, so the first question we're going to look at is whether or not John O'Keefe knew too much with reference to Sandra Birchmore's situation. Was he doing any behind-the-scenes investigations? What was going on there? Because a lot of you feel that he was indirectly connected in a sense that perhaps he was on to something nefarious that had gone on with that young woman, with Sandra Birchmore, and the police officers that she'd been involved with, in particular one that had fathered her unborn child, allegedly. Everything that I am saying here, guys, is alleged, of course. All right, and I will put that disclaimer across the screen as needed. But we just set these cards over here. Let's take a look at what's going on here with this energy before I pull some other cards. Okay, so we've got the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. So let's begin with the 3 of Wands here. We've got this depiction of a female with this almost auburn colored blondish hair. So I'm feeling as though Sandra is watching. She wants to know. She is like, I want to know what is happening right now. And the 3 of Wands is interesting to me as well, guys, because Wands is about passion. So the fact that there are 3 different energy passions around Sandra Birchmore is no accident. There were definitely 3 individuals who were watching her. You see here we've got, it looks like almost a pair of binoculars or glasses here to see more clearly. 3 people were watching Sandra. So that's interesting that she wanted to come out for this question as connected to John. And I believe she is saying here, guys, that John was looking. He was looking into this case with her and these 3 individuals. John was watching, is what I'm hearing. Wow, that's crazy, guys. And then we have the 7 of Cups. Such interesting energy with the 7 of Cups, because this talks to me about potential poison, passion, extremes, choices, instinct. And the 7 of Cups typically in this sort of reading talks to me about poison, about a toxic turn of events. All right, guys, follow me here. I'm going to pull a few other cards, but we've got this darker haired female with this tattoo of a star on her face. All right, so we've got Karen Read's energy, the star reflective of law enforcement. She has been tattooed by law enforcement. But there were toxic choices made, poisonous decisions made with reference to Sandra and Karen and this connection. And I'm very much feeling as though John was directly in the middle of both. Let's get some confirmation here. Let's see what the Psychic Tarot wants to add. That's crazy, guys. All right, so we had some cards flop out immediately. Let's see. How many do we have? 1, 2. We had 4. Okay, let's turn them over right away, guys. Just move these up. And let's see. Patience. Number 14. Financial and material changes. Material and spiritual prosperity. Guys, these cards have been coming up so much around this case or these cases. Material harvest. Okay, guys. Wow. Material. We're in finances here and patience. So I am hearing that as far as John was concerned with reference to the Birchmore case, someone may have been trying to ply John with money, with talks of money. This is crazy. So at first I'm picking up with this patience card that John wanted to know. He was looking into this case of Sandra and these 3 individuals and these choices and decisions that had been made around her and perhaps around the circumstances of her passing. But he had to be patient. John was like biding his time for whatever reason. And I don't know here with these 3 mentions of material changes, prosperity, and harvest, I don't know if someone was trying to pay him off. Was someone trying to pay John off? Because I'm hearing he would not be bought. But someone or someones, more than one person, definitely wanted to try to buy his silence. That's crazy, guys. They wanted to buy his silence is what I'm hearing, because someone knew that John may have known more than they wanted him to with respect to what actually happened to Sandra. Okay, we had 2 cards come out. Interesting. Wow. The Killer has already been interviewed. So the person or persons responsible for Sandra's demise, because it was not Sandra, it absolutely was not her. She did not unalive herself, guys. But the person or persons that were responsible have already been interviewed. Okay, what does that tell you? What does that tell you, guys? And then we have this crime will be solved in the distant future, So we have what appears to be a vehicle here moving toward a resolution. And we can only hope. We can only hope, guys, because Sandra deserves to have justice, and not just in a civil lawsuit. This should be a criminal case. But as far as it was related to John, someone was trying to pay him off. And I am hearing that John would not be bought. He would not be bought and paid for. I'm hearing get one more card. Okay, and we had it come up right away. The 6 of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles. More money, guys. More money. And the 6 of Pentacles talks about that give and take. Giving, receiving, and that flow, that back and forth flow of money. That back and forth flow. Again with the Pentacles, so big time confirmation that there were people, and we've got 6 and 6 here. There potentially could have been 6 individuals that were in cahoots to try to offer John money. But John would not be paid off. He had knowledge, and they knew it, these 6 people were very concerned about what John knew. And even Sandra's telling us right now, John was watching. He was watching. So did he know too much? He absolutely knew more than they wanted him to know. 100%. This is crazy, guys. And this was all money related. So because John was unwilling to be paid off, did that play into the factors that took his life? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at that, guys. Let's take a look, because there is definitely that distinct possibility. And this card came out in my Micah reading, that multiple people were involved in the crime. Sandra now wants you to know the same thing. Multiple people were involved in the crime against her. But check this out. We have 4 individuals here. So could John's knowledge of what happened with Sandra, could that have potentially played into the events that took place the evening he lost his life? And I'm hearing there definitely could be a connection, guys. And that 4 or 6 individuals were keeping a watchful eye on John, and they did not like that he knew as much as he did. Wow. That is wild, guys. That is wild. Okay, so resoundingly, we just heard not only from the divine source, but from Sandra's divine energy as well, that John was watching, he knew something, and he was being wooed by money, which he would not accept. And I'm just going to do some random shuffling here, because we're going to be taking a look now at a potential second motive, or it could have been a first motive, in the events that happened to John at Fairview. Jealousy. Jealousy. Quite a few of you have wondered whether or not the text messages that were exchanged between Karen Reed and Brian Higgins had played a part, and I believe in previous readings I was told they did, though more on Brian's end than on John's end. I've heard in the past that John really didn't care. Okay. This case will remain unsolved until key evidence is discovered. So this is interesting to me, guys, because this answer could play into the third question with regard to the upcoming potential second trial. So right now, obviously, it is still unresolved or unsolved. And I hope that what the universe is saying here is that more evidence is going to be brought out to really push this case into something that is going to manifest itself in the right way, with the scales of justice being balanced. Let's leave that here. So right now I want to take a closer look, guys, at jealousy. And a few of you have wondered whether or not John was true to Karen. Could there have been another woman in his life? Some have mentioned something about Bella's mom. We have the Emperor. Okay, this is law and order. This is law and order. So because we're in John's energy here, the Emperor, the father of the deck, this is just confirming to me that John, his energy is here, and we're just gonna go ahead and leave him here because John's energy is still seeking justice. All right. How about another woman? Was there another woman in John's life? We know that Karen definitely was concerned about perhaps another female. All right. Whoops. We know that Karen was concerned about this. We know that she was worried that perhaps John had gone off to be with someone else when he didn't arrive home that evening, when he never made it home. And we've got the Page of Wands. Pages are the communicators. They are the messengers. The messengers. So what I'm hearing is that, yes, there was a connection with messages sent and received that played into the passing of John O'Keefe. I'm hearing that the text messages between Brian and Karen were a factor that was perhaps something that has been spoken about but not realized, is what I'm hearing. And we have the World card here, guys, featuring another female energy, reward, completion, the end of a cycle. And the fact that we have this more or less bare woman here in her naked form, this is the truth wanting to come out. So, am I feeling the presence of another woman around John? Am I feeling this presence around John? I don't know. Let's get a further confirmation. Oh, wow, guys, we just had a whole bunch of cards come out. This is something that the universe really wants us to look into. Okay, this isn't just a quick passing answer. So let's turn these over right away. The Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. More money action here, guys. Interesting. The Six of Swords. Okay. Discovery. Yeah, okay. That right there is telling me that Karen may have been on the verge of what she felt was discovering something that was going on with John, perhaps, or something that she believed was going on with John and another female. Let's see what these other cards have to say. The King of Swords. The Two of Swords and the King of Cups. All right, give me one moment, guys, to meditate here and look at what messages have come out here. Okay, so what I'm hearing with reference to John and another, perhaps another female, there may have been a woman. Wow. I'm hearing there may have been a female that was trying to step in between John and Karen. And Karen was coming very close to recognizing who that person was. With discovery here and movement in the Six of Swords. But I'm feeling as though Karen was still up in her head about this. She was almost trapped in her mind about this. And you see here we've got the Two of Swords. Karen was unsure exactly what was going on with respect to John and another female. This is Karen's energy here. And we've got these two swords. I feel as though Karen was very concerned that John's affections were not simply provided to her alone. Yeah, she was definitely feeling that, guys. So this is coming up around here for me. This energy belongs to another female. And this female was definitely trying to step in between John and Karen. I'm getting that around this card as well. So this is a new beginning, a new interest. Again, with the prosperity. Wow, I am wondering whether or not there was a woman who was pretty well off, maybe, and she was trying to lure John away from Karen. Not necessarily using finances per se, but I believe that John may have seen this woman as being very stable on many different fronts. So yeah, guys, this other woman, I'm actually picking up two different females around John. Neither of these energies coming from Karen or belonging to Karen. All right, so what I am hearing, stick with me here for a moment, guys, because I want to talk about these two here as well. So we've got John as the emperor, the ruler, being seen by other females as attractive. And one in particular was like bearing it all. I don't know that this is indicative of an affair to me necessarily, but this could have been extremely tempting to John, this woman. But now I'm feeling the energy of another one, a second woman, who John saw as someone who like pretty much had it together in many ways. She was someone that was stable, and someone relatively new was like appearing to John and making herself known to him. And I'm hearing that with this Pentacles, this Knight, this call to action, John very well may have been considering breaking away from Karen. Now, I know that in previous readings, I have received that just prior to the events that took place that evening, there was a mutual feeling of love and connection between John and Karen. But I've also been told since that a lot of that sort of lovey-dovey energy between the two was fueled in part by plans and poison. And the poison in that case was alcohol. Now, when people drink, we know that their inhibitions get lowered. They tend to do and say things and feel things on a different level than they do when they are sober. So the affection that John and Karen had been showing one another that evening, not that it wasn't true, but it was almost being enhanced by like the surroundings and the plans. They were making plans for a trip, I believe. And that was like basically fueling and inspiring them to connect. However, there was a nagging sensation in John that other women were wooing him. And I'm hearing that Karen knew about it on some level. Okay, she knew about it on some level. And she was being kept in the dark. She felt as though she was being kept in the dark about it. But I'm getting two women that basically wanted to interlope. They wanted to infuse themselves into John's life. One was really going hot and heavy at it, and the other was just stepping in at the time of his passing. And then, guys, with the King of Cups being John's energy, the King of Swords being that of Brian Higgins is what I'm hearing. Because the King of Cups is that warmth, that heart, that radiating of love and affection that these other women, including Karen, were vying for. But Brian Higgins with the King of Swords here, calculating, he also wanted to cut in. And he was not happy with the fact that the text messages he'd exchanged with Karen Reed led to nothing. And there was this clashing of these two men that evening. So not only did we have the Birchmore connection going on, but we definitely had jealousy on all fronts happening with and for, or I should say, for and against, working against John on that evening at the Albert home. Crazy, guys, just crazy. So we're going to move on to question number 3. All right, and for this question, we're going to be looking at what is yet to come with a potential second trial. Will the truth ever really be revealed with respect to what went on at the house on the night John lost his life. And a few of you have also asked about the jury, the potential second jury, if this does go to trial, and sequestering that jury. So I'm going to try to take a look at a combination thereof of those questions. The waiting game, guys. Yeah, we are stuck in it right now. And all right, so this is interesting. We have accelerated motion. These two cards have not come out as of yet in this case, which I find to be intriguing as well, because the universe is telling me that we are going to have new energy around what is going to be happening. So accelerated motion with the 8, guys, the McAlbert 8. We're in a waiting game, and there will be a waiting game here because something is going to be moving at a slower pace than people want. All right, we'll be getting some more cards from here, but right now I'm being told to use this deck. Yeah. People want things to move quickly. Karen's team does as well, because they're not sitting pretty with this. Absolutely not. Look at this, guys. Suffering in silence around Karen's energy. With this 9, the 9 card, this is speaking about anxiety right now. So what I'm getting around this suffering in silence, this is Karen's energy. But I do feel as though her team is not and was not thrilled with the hung jury, because they truly feel, and she feels, that they provided enough reasonable doubt that she ought to have been acquitted. And at this moment in time, with things still hanging in abeyance, like, there is suffering that she's going through. Mental anguish is what I'm hearing. So this delay is not going to do right by her. She's going to be a bit frustrated and suffering with this delay, with these delays, guys, unfortunately. All right. McAlbert 8 again. Emotional withdrawal, guys. Look at the 8s. Look at the 8s here. Emotional withdrawal. All right, so I'm hearing that a lot of the players here that had been very instrumental in the first trial, they are withdrawing right now, and they are hoping not to be as involved should this case move on. They are hoping to take a step back, because I am hearing that emotionally for some of these individuals, this is also taking a toll, all right? And that they are feeling emotionally spent, some of them, maybe a little bit of all of them, are feeling emotionally spent from everything that's gone on thus far with respect to the first trial and all of the testimony and the speculation around their corruptness. Yeah, they're not happy. They are feeling very emotionally like depleted. They did not like being in the spotlight in what they feel is a very negative way. And they want to move on. Okay, they want to move on. They don't, at least 6 of them are not looking forward to the notion that this could potentially move into another phase, another trial. They're not happy about that. We've got awareness here, universal awareness. We still need to know details. And so there is going to be a quest for full and complete awareness and revelations. So yeah, I feel as though we are not done with this case, that more will be known. More information will be known if we just remain patient. All right, let's get a couple of tarot cards here for this one as well, guys. So what else does the universe want us to know? Wow. All right. The universe is very chatty this morning, my friends. Very chatty. Because we had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6 cards come out with respect to this second trial. And I'm hearing that we do not need the mystery cards the murder mystery cards anymore, so we'll get them out of the way because I'm hearing these are all we need. So let's get them out. Although I want to take a look at that one. I don't know why, but I do. Let's see quickly what this one. Spontaneous behavior or mental illness contributed to the crime. Yeah, guys, spontaneous behavior. So I like that. I like that that card came out because a lot of people have speculated that John's death was largely premeditated, that he was called to Fairview that evening with the sole purpose of ending his life. I still don't believe that to be true. However, I believe that there were premeditated factors that played into the spontaneity of the attacks on John that evening. Premeditated in that jealousy that we spoke about earlier. Premeditated in the fact of John knowing too much with reference to key players and their corruption with regard to Sandra Birchmore's passing. So we've got the Hermit. So this is speaking to Karen right now. Karen is just wanting to go within. She has felt that the limelight, the spotlight, whatever you want to call it, has just worn her down. She's worn down, guys. So she is taking this time right now to go within and to try to heal a little bit before anything else comes of the cases. And then we have the King of Wands, interesting. Strength. Karen will use this time to forge new strength, which I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that, guys, because she needs that. She needs time to heal, rejuvenate, and she wants to come back stronger if that is what fate is calling upon her to do. She wants to come back stronger, and she will. She intends to come back stronger. I'm holding out on that for just a second. The moon. Okay, the moon just speaking to that unknown. Okay, so we've got this unknown here. See that circle of the moon? But this is coming up next to the awareness. So what I'm hearing is that facts as of yet unknown will be revealed. Will be revealed, guys. We've got the Page of Swords and the Nine of Cups. So I like this Nine of Cups energy around Karen and around what potentially could be up and coming for her with a new trial, because I feel as though more that will come out will be favorable for her, is what I'm hearing. So that's good news, guys. That is good news. But we've got the King of Wands and the Messenger, Page of Swords. And these two energies are sort of, I feel like almost clashing a bit here. Because with the King of Wands, this is talking about, I'm hearing the prosecution, that their motivation is to basically come back with a dagger, with something that is going to basically pierce the heart of this case, is what I'm hearing. And I don't know, but I'm feeling as though, not that they have information that they haven't revealed as of yet, but I am hearing that a female energy wants to infuse themselves into this case, that this particular individual, their voice has not as of yet been heard. Their voice hasn't been heard, and they want to reveal something. So yeah, more revelations to come, guys, because the Messenger with the swords. And so we still have this, this fight back and forth between energies here. So no one has as of yet backed down. Karen has had to go within, because that is what she needs in order to gear up for a new battle. All right, I feel as though the defense side is more inclined to want this second case, because they do not want her to live out the rest of her days under a cloud of suspicion. but we are definitely going to be in a waiting game here, guys. I'm going to pull a quick card on whether or not the jury would be sequestered if this does move to trial again. And let's see, well, we got 3. It came out quick. So I know I'm trying to get through this because I know this video is going to be super long. Oh, 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Star card. The Star card. Law enforcement. The 4 of Wands. The 2 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. Okay, so with yes and no questions, in this case, I was putting in my mind that Swords and Wands would equal no, and Cups and Pentacles would equal yes. So at this particular moment in time, I'm feeling that no, it would not be a sequestered jury for whatever reason. But we have not really gotten into that energy yet. So that could change because we are still in a waiting game energy with the whole thing, basically, with whether or not this is even going to materialize. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. All right, and I want to give you guys who made it through this very long and winding video, I want to pull a card for you guys, for the collective, for my viewers, my subscribers, okay? Let's see what the universe wants you guys to know. We just had the 7-7 portal, so let's see what that's going to bring in, what energy it's going to bring in for my friends out there. Destiny, guys. So this is talking about whatever it is that you have been going through or trying to accomplish in your life. Right now is a really good time. The universe is saying that your destiny is unfolding before you. It's happening. So what this tells me is that wherever you are moving toward, for some of you, this could be a change in circumstance, in a relationship, in a position at your job or career. Some of you guys, I'm feeling like you really just want to completely do like a 180. Like maybe some of you guys are in the health care profession, but you really want to do something with producing movies, like a total 180. And I feel as though you have way too much like common sense, even for your own good, because right now the universe is poised to sort of grant wishes, is what I'm hearing. So this is the time if you want to make a move. I'm not telling anyone to quit their job, okay? But use your common sense wisely. So what I'm getting around this is that for some of you guys, the heart has come out of it for wherever you are, whether it be in your relationship, in your job, your career, your home even. I feel like some of you guys are saying like, you know what, maybe I want to move to a new state. Some of you guys, I feel like there has been this stirring of newness. Like you've always wanted to see what it would be like to maybe, you know, live in a different city or state or county, or you've always wanted to know what it felt like to do X, Y, and Z, but you've been stuck doing ABC. So now is the time for you to really sort of pay close attention to the signs and the signals coming from your own intuition. And perhaps now might be a time for you to take some steps to making some changes for yourself, okay? Because destiny is looming. And I feel like for some of you, you're like, I've run out of time. I want you to let go of that energy. Time is still on your side, is what I'm hearing, and it's never too late to start over. So those are the messages coming up around the Destiny card for the general collective right now. So don't be afraid to explore new horizons. All right, I want to leave you with that message. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not as of yet subscribed to this channel, please take a moment now and do so. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you enjoyed it, please do consider sharing it with others, and drop some comments down below. Leave some more questions. What else is it that you want to know with respect to the Karen Reed case, or Sandra Birchmore's case, or Micah's for that matter? Alrighty guys, as always, thank you for your time and attention, and be blessed.